So now I'm going to dive in with what are the costs of clutter. And I'm sure most of you know some of these things, but it's, again, about putting us all on the same page and really acknowledging the effects that it can have on our life. What are some of the costs of clutter? Late fees, not being able to find those pieces of paper, those bills. Now more and more we're switching into electronic, but it doesn't make it any easier to remember to make those payments. So there can be electronic clutter as well. That's a whole nother topic. Buying duplicates. Very often when we work with clients, for example, if we're working in a garden shed, we'll find that they have 6 shovels or 7 weed whackers, and it's because the clutter's piled up so much, it's become more frustrating to try and find what they're looking for than it is easier to go out and buy a new one and forget about the whole kind of situation. So buying duplicates, it can be something that you can avoid just by getting organized. The mental health effects that it has, we see a direct correlation between clutter and mental health. The reason being, a lot of the people we work with tell us that they feel unwell, that they feel depressed, that they don't know where to begin, and we see that clutter, once removed, gives them this lightness, this ease of ability, this peace of mind. Eating out more, you choose, instead of cooking or using your spaces because you feel overwhelmed when you're in your space, to go out and spend money using a restaurant. And we're all about going out and enjoying a nice meal, but if you're choosing it because you've got clutter in your home, that's something different. Isolation is another big cost with clutter, especially as we continue to age. If you're starting to feel ashamed or embarrassed by having people over, afraid of judgment or what people might say, that's going to have a serious effect on how you function. Everybody needs a little interaction every now and again, and it doesn't mean that you can't be in a solitary position, but not being able to invite someone in or have family over to share time with you can have a major impact on your overall well-being. Accidents, again, that's a big one. So there is a point where your clutter can start to become something that is a hazard. If there was a fire, if there was something going on, and we're not trying to use a fear-based tactic, we're just trying to be realistic. You want to make sure that you are able to exit your home and that others are able to come into your home for the same reason that you don't want to have anybody get injured if they're trying to help you if you're in distress. There are a lot of other costs of clutter, but one of the things that we want to help you with is how do you identify the clutter before it comes in? A lot of the times we acquire clutter either by something being inherited, something that we purchased, something that we found, and one of the things that we found helpful is asking yourself, can I afford this? And we're not just talking about the financial costs of things. Can you afford the money? Can you afford the time? Can you afford the space or the energy that would be required to acquire that new item? Because it means you're going to have to look after something. You're going to have to find a home for it. You're going to have to make space in your life for that and give it some of your energy. So before you bring something into the home or someone else brings something into your home for you, ask, can I afford this? And one of the last things we want to share with you is just another really eye-opening perspective about our time. I personally feel that time is one of our most valuable resources because we can't get it back. So imagine if you're spending 10 minutes a day looking for something. We've all been there. I've lost my keys. I can't find that one piece of paper. 10 minutes a day, every day. Add that up over a year. That's 2.5 days worth of time that we've just used looking for things. For some people who are spending more time, 60 minutes per se, not being able to find that one piece of clothing, not being able to find that piece of school homework that you have to get for your child and sign and back into the school. If you're spending up to 60 minutes a day looking for those things, over the course of the year, it's over 2 weeks worth of time. And for some people, that's an entire vacation from work. So this is why we want to motivate you and get you excited about decluttering, about letting go of clutter, because we really know that the benefits far outweigh the costs.